Hey, what's up, producers? It's DJ Fanatic at soundsforproducers.com. There's habits, good ones and bad ones. So let's talk about it. Check it out. Hey, what's up, producers? It's DJ Fanatic at soundsforproducers.com. Basically wanted to give you a video of the good habits and the bad habits. And when we think about habits, we usually think of bad habits. But, I want to get you on this frequency of doing things consistently to help you become a better producer and to help you get some consistency and to help you just overall fulfill your dreams as a music producer and just hopefully inspire you to do something different. So as you can see, this is a new channel, so if you can subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. And it'd be awesome that you're part of it. Hit the bell button so you're part of our notifications and you get to see all the content that we have coming up for this channel. Basically, this channel, we want to give you a lot of producer tips, tons of beat making videos, and of course tons of sounds and different products and demoing products that we have for this channel and for the site. So the site is almost done. It'll be launched soon, and it's going to be an awesome launch. So that way, I don't want to give out too much, but it's going to be an awesome launch before the end of the year. And really excited to bring these products to you. That way you can hit 2019 running, with all the new beats that you'll make for the new year. And, I'm just really excited to bring it to you. So anyway, good habits and bad habits. Habits. Let's talk about habits. Everyone has habits. We call them vices or whatever. When you're a producer, I know we all have lives. We have family. We have friends, we got leisure time, and actually that's something I get into. There's time that you spend leisurely, enjoying television, playing video games, looking at videos of producers online, whether it's IG, Twitter, or, here on YouTube as well, of course. And then there's time that's spent adding to your business, adding to your craft. Now, habits. We all have habits. And let's start with the bad habits. Like number one, like I mentioned before, television. I remember television was one of my habits. I would spend an average of 4 to 5 hours a day just watching TV shows, on a DVR or whether it's a movie. I know a lot of us are employed, and you go to work and you come home, you watch a movie, before you know it, it's 11 o'clock, midnight, you gotta do it all over again. Learn how to minimize, these type of bad habits. There's TV, video games, that used to really be mine, because all weekend I used to play, was it Skyrim? I used to play a lot. What else I used to play? Battlefront, the Star Wars Battlefront, I used to play that a lot. I used to play the Gears of War a lot. I haven't touched Fortnite yet because I'm scared I'll get, totally wrapped up into it. I still play video games, but I keep the time that I spend on it to a minimum. So video games was number 2 for me. What else was worse? Pretty bad. That's pretty much it. TV and video games. I didn't have much of a, like a hanging out life because I'm a DJ, being out, entertaining over hundreds of people, sometimes thousands, kind of, put me in the background to be in the studio, as you can see behind me, and just make music all day. And it's a little different for me, but for some of you guys, you like to hang out with your homies or, just hang out. Just be out in public and go to clubs, go to the movies, go out to eat. Some people do that multiple times a week. And that's also like a bad habit because 1, you're spending a lot of money, and 2, it's a lot of time that you could be putting elsewhere into your craft, especially if you believe in it. So those are bad habits. Now, what I would like you to do, hopefully it'll help you, and I didn't mention this before, that this video is here to help you and give you some guidance to help you progress in your career and not just stay stagnant. So first, get a piece of paper, pen and pad, and this stuff is really important. It's not just me speaking to a camera, in front of a studio. This stuff has changed my life, and I hope it changed your life too. And this is like guidance for producers, because I'm a producer myself, and hopefully I'm able to help you with this information. So get a pen and pad, get a paper, and write down your 5 bad habits. You know you got them. Don't front. You know you got them. You know what takes away from being productive, and you can't fool yourself, because you know exactly what you do. Whether it's scrolling on Instagram, just looking at chicks or whatever, females looking at dudes, whatever. Because I know we got some female producers. Shout out to the female producers out there. But yeah, you want to write down the top 5 bad habits. All right. So write those down. Once you get those down, and actually order them in priority. You want your worst one to be at the top. What do you spend the most time in that's not productive? Let's see. Like I said, TV. Television is a time suck. It'll take your life away. And you know what's crazy about television? You're watching everyone else do their dreams. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're watching actors follow their dreams of acting. You're watching directors direct movies. They're following their dreams. They're doing their craft. I mean, it's always great to support that, but when it starts taking away from you being focused on being a producer and making great music for the world, and not only just, for artists, there's music everywhere, but when you're taken away from something that you enjoy just for leisure time, that's when you're hindering yourself from growth. And especially if you want to do it business-wise, you're kind of like taken away from, being a real business. So TV is number 1 for me. Number 2, like I said, was video games. So if that's yours, just take your top 5, order them in priority. Number 1 being the worst time suck. That word is crazy. And number 2, not as much, but just right underneath it. Number 3, etc. And look at those things. And when you visualize it on the paper, you can actually kind of like catch yourself when you're about to do that thing. And think about it every day, because we waste so much time, and some people oversleep. Some people need 10 hours of sleep. Some people need 4 or 5 or whatever. I think the rule is 7 to 8 hours. But sleep can be a bad habit too. Some people just sleep their lives away and then look up and be like, yo, I didn't do nothing with my life. You don't want to live in regret like that. So once you take those top 5, just keep revisiting it. And as you revisit, you're aware when you're like about to turn on the TV. Let's say you get home from work and you're about to just turn on the TV. Dedicate only a specific amount of time, so you leave more time to the things that add on to your life, add on to your music production. So for instance, TV for me, I'll do 1 to 2 hours. 1 to 2 hours a day, if that. Weekends, maybe a little more, maybe, or none at all. I've been grinding, a lot lately, so I haven't been watching much television. But yeah. So all those top 5 bad habits, just keep revisiting that list, and you're gonna catch yourself in the moment when you're about to do it or while you're doing it. And just limit that time. If you can start by cutting the time in half, I know that's drastic for some, or at least doing it in hour increments. That way you'll have a lot more time to bring value to your life. And what I mean by value is, like, if you truly want to pursue music and be a producer full time, that value is being added towards that goal. So it's not like, if you're happy, doing the time, it's easy to sit there and watch TV. It's easy to play video games. It's easy, but in your heart of hearts, if you feel like you want to be somewhere else, it's always good to minimize your bad habits. Now, good habits. Let's get to good habits. A lot of people think there's no good habit. Like when you hear habits, you think negatively. Good habits are pretty much what makes your favorite producer. You know what I'm saying? Like whoever your favorite producer, think about, or whoever your favorite artist is, think about her or him. They had a regimen. They were consistent. Like Lil Wayne, for instance. I remember like some interview that I watched. All he said, he would write songs all day. Like even he was like, I think in middle school or elementary, and he said he was sending like at the time in the beginning of his career, he was sending mixtapes, you know, of him rapping as a young man, and he wrote songs every day. And that's a good habit as an artist, because you're tapping into this creative energy that surpasses everyone else, and it separates those that are on another level. You know, it takes this person that does it once a week, you know, once a week right here, and this person that does it every day, way up here. Imagine he kept doing it for years. He becomes a master. And you can relate to that with your music production. Are you doing drum loops, drum kits every day? Are you relearning like the hardest drum patterns produced on all the Billboard hits or whatever, or all the 90s drums? Are you studying that so that way you can know how to make these type of grooves? Are you studying Timbaland's percussive techniques? Are you learning different chords? Are you learning keys and sampling techniques? Like, are you spending time doing those things? Those are great habits. Are you learning about the business side? Are you learning about marketing? Are you learning about branding? Are you learning about different avenues of selling your music? Are you learning about maximizing your craft? See, these are different things that you can do these are good habits that you can progress with. Not just, you know, I'm only gonna do one beat a week. I mean, it really depends on how bad you want it or how fast you want to grow. Some people are happy where they are, but when you're comfortable and happy where you are and you want this other thing, let's say a Grammy, or let's say you want to be signed to a label as a producer, let's say you want TV commercials, let's say, you know, you want a manager and an entertainment lawyer, let's say you want to produce for, you know, who's the biggest artist? Travis Scott. Let's say you want to do his whole album. But how are you going to really get there, you know, without these type of good habits that build your craft, that build you into a better producer? So with that said, there's bad habits, minimize them. Find them and identify them. Write them down, the top 5 based on priority of the time wasters that you do. And there's good habits. It's actually good to write those down too, because you become aware of them when you write them down, and then you can maximize them. What I would say about the good habits, write them down, and then you can like dedicate specific blocks of time on those things. That helps me for my good habits. And that way you stay organized and you stay focused on the task or the end goal of what you're trying to achieve. So hopefully that helped. I just wanted to get on camera and give you some guidance for you producers out there. I know how it is. I know it's rough, you know, as far as day-to-day life, especially if you're torn between working for someone else or doing music full-time. And if you're doing music full-time as well, this can be applied, you know, because we all have time wasters. You know, let's say, you know, you're doing this full-time and you're in the studio all day and there's no artist coming in, but you're just sitting there on YouTube watching videos. You could be learning a whole nother mixing technique, a whole nother mastering technique. You can be making beats. Like, you can always do something to make yourself better than what you are. So in closing, again, it's DJ Fanatic, it sounds for producers. Please hit the sub button, hit the bell button so you're part of our notifications. If you learned anything in this video, please hit the thumbs up. And I'll catch you in the next video. We got a lot of stuff coming. Peace.